Good day and welcome back to the Family Cyber Clinic. This week we'll be discussing a Skype phishing attack that targets remote workers' passwords. Remote workers are being warned of a new phishing campaign targeting their Skype passwords. Attackers are sending convincing emails that ultimately steal victims' Skype credentials. The email, the phishing email that is, looks very legitimate, and it's easy to fool the untrained eye. The phishing email indicates users have pending Skype notifications that can be checked by simply clicking a review button. You see, it's not uncommon to receive emails about pending notifications for various collaboration services. The threat actor anticipates that users will recognize this as just that. Curiosity and a sense of urgency is often what entices these users to click the review button. They do this without recognizing the obvious sign of a phishing attack. Now, there are red flags that show up in this particular Skype phishing attack that the clinic will want to run by you. We'll just touch on three. The first, in the sender's address. What do I mean by that? If you look at where the email is coming from, which will be on the from section of the email, if you hover your mouse around the sender's address, you'll find that it is a spoofed email address. Quite convincing. Many people don't get to do that, but it is a good habit to have to hover over the sender's address, because often it will have a common name like Skype administrator or something very convincing. But it's only when you hover or put your mouse over the sender's address that you find that it's pointing to a rogue address. That's the first red flag. The second red flag is where you have the review button. If you also take your mouse and hover over the review button, it will often tell you where what the click will do. Basically, when you click it, it tells you that it's going to go somewhere. It will give an address, and that address in this instance is a .app link or a .app domain. And often .app domains are backed by Google to help application developers securely share their apps, which gives the untrained eye an air of further legitimacy to the phishing attack. And the third, and this upsets me because on this channel we've made a lot of noise about secure HTTP. The third is that the link or the address, the app.link, it starts with HTTPS, which is secure HTTP. And often that's usually a sign that the traffic or the connection is encrypted or legitimate, and often gives users like you and I a lot of trust. And it is because of these three, amongst many red flags, that the user is deceived. When you look at the three flags I've mentioned, apart from the first one, which is a habit we must create, the next two, the app.link and the HTTPS, these are often things we rely on, to convince us or to give us the trust that what we're engaging in is secure. And that's why this phishing attack is particularly painful, but very, very dangerous. Ultimately, these rogues just want to tap your credentials. That's all they're doing. When you click the review button, it takes you to a rogue or fake website or landing page. And it is there when you enter your credentials to go further that your credentials are stolen. The campaign is one of many looking to leverage the wave of remote workers who, in the midst of this pandemic, have come to rely on online conferencing tools like Webex, Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams, etc. So with the obvious uptake of online meetings in the lockdown situation we're in, this phishing attack is making the rounds. And so the clinic will want us to be aware, to remain alert, identify the red flags, at least look at those red flags. We can't now feel too comfortable, even when things that we know to be secure are a part of the attack. Let's remain alert. Our job here in the clinic is to just give you all the tools you need to protect yourself whilst engaging on the internet. Okay? Good stuff. Following the announcement I made last week about the clinic's desire to start live streams or live shows or live Q&As, I'm glad to announce that our first live show will be on the 23rd of May at noon. The clinic is looking forward to engage you with questions that you may have around internet security, internet safety for yourself and your entire family. Our focus in the clinic, as you know, is to keep our kids safe while engaging on the internet. We have found during this pandemic that the internet is quite crucial, but still we want our kids particularly to engage safely without any issue. So please, I look forward to receiving your questions. The more questions we get, the livelier the Q&A would be. But on the day itself, you have an opportunity via the comment section to send in your questions and we will answer them real time. Okay? I'm looking forward to it. See you then, okay? The PowerPoint this week: take good counsel and accept correction. That's the way to live wisely and well. I'm your host, Cyber Pastor Lawrence Eden. Until next week, God bless and goodbye.